Hi guys, Will here from WB Trading and welcome back. If you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so that you don't miss any of the free content that I share with the trading community here on YouTube. Today, I want to share a handful of mistakes that I made myself back when I started trading and that I've seen a huge amount of other traders make over the years that, if avoided, can not only help you to get ahead and or stay ahead within your trading, but that'll save you a huge amount of time, money lost in the markets unnecessarily in the process, and so on and so forth. I've built this video in two parts, with this being part one and part two coming next week, so that the videos are slightly easier to digest for you all. Also, I'm still recovering from a dose of man flu, so if I sound a bit croaky a bit here and there, hopefully you'll be able to bear with me. So let's dive straight in with mistake number one, strategy jumping. This has to be, in my opinion, the biggest thing standing between a trader who achieves profitability and a trader who doesn't. And I know for a fact that a lot of traders never quite break out of the cycle of looking for that holy grail strategy that just doesn't exist. You know, when the overarching point is firstly that a strategy that provides edge is enough, even if it's a slim edge. If traded consistently over the long term, that is enough. But I think the problem lies in unrealistic expectations touted by the gurus that show off the watches and the cars and the cash and so on for creating this get rich quick dream. The thing is, let's take my strategies, for example. All you need is just one of them, any one of them that suits your time availability and that you can physically trade. And if you trade it consistently long term, whilst sticking to the rules and managing risk, you're going to trade profitably. You're going to make money, simple as that. But is the level of profitability going to match your expectations? I.e., if you're expecting to make, 500% per year, I can't help. If you're expecting to make double-digit percentage gains per day consistently, again, I can't help. And the problem is, any less than that isn't enough for a lot of people. And what they don't know yet is what's realistic, what's genuinely achievable. And that in most cases isn't hundreds of percent achieved per year consistently. People have done it and people certainly will do it, but it isn't commonplace. It shouldn't necessarily be expected. So, mistake number two, trading a strategy without clear rules that allow you to backtest the edge. This is massive. And when it comes to sharing my strategies, the first thing I ever share with people is a trade record that shows every single trade provided by each strategy as black and white proof of performance. And this is essential to have because with it, you have complete confidence in the strategy, in the edge, in its performance. And this means that you're able to trade the strategy with complete belief in the proven fact that it's remained profitable long term. Whereas if you're trading a strategy that perhaps requires a huge amount of discretion and you're perhaps trying to reference the news, for example, or predict the future price of a stock or a currency pair, you're left guessing. And it's going to be just a massive struggle to prove that your ideas or your predictions have ever been consistently profitable. So, long story short, you're kind of left guessing, and that means little, if any, confidence, little, if any, belief. And if you're missing these crucial aspects, you're going to be left making mistakes like snatching at profits early, running losses in the hope that they'll turn around, and on and on. And that's a nightmare that so many traders never wake up from. Again though, if you're trading a rule-based strategy, it's a lot harder to make mistakes because you're either following the rules or you aren't. And the confidence that comes from knowing that is in many cases what leads traders to finally achieve profitability. Or at least that's been my experience. And by the way, just very quickly, if you are enjoying the video today, it would be really helpful if you take just a quick second to hit the like button. If you would, that would really help me if that's okay with you. So mistake number three, and the last point for part one of this video today. We've just touched on this briefly a second ago, but it's the age-old cutting winning trades short and running losses in the hope that they'll turn around and come good. Now, I really believe this when I say this, but if you can just prevent yourself from ever running a loss again, you've just increased your chances of success tenfold. I can't tell you how many traders have come to me and said, Will, I'm in X trade on A market and it's been going against me for either weeks or in some cases months, and I've lost 25% of my account, 50% of my account, and I can't close the trade or I'll lose the money. What do I do? And unfortunately, there's only one answer, and that's close the trade now before it gets any worse, or risk losing 100% of your account. And, it's not uncommon for that to happen. And the thing is, we've all done it. And some of us have been lucky and got away with it. Some haven't been so lucky, but this really is the killer. And the interesting thing is, this is really the opposite of trading with edge. And what I mean by that is, when you have edge, you might take a few losses in a row on occasion, but often it only takes one trade to put you right back ahead. Whereas when you're trading without edge, yes, you might have a few small wins, but it only takes one very large loss, one full-size loss, to put you right back into the negative. It's so crucial to understand that equation. Now, we haven't talked about win rates here because that's a whole video of its own, but in general, and to really simplify my point here, if you can just make sure that your wins outsize your losses, you're going to have a much, much higher chance of trading profitably. You really are. So that's the end of part one. I really hope that what we've just covered provides value for those of you taking the time to tune in today. Perhaps have another run through the video if you have the time, just to make sure you haven't missed anything. And make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss part two when I upload the video next week. So I'll leave it there for today. And as always, trade with edge, with consistency, and I'll look forward to having you back here on the channel soon. Thanks, everyone.